Today we seek Allah's refuge, and then Allah says, don't you see those who committed hypocrisy, saying to their brothers who disbelieved from the people of the book, if you leave, we will leave with you, and we will not obey nobody against you. And if you will fight, we will fight with you. And Allah bear witness, they are liars. This is from Allah Azza wa Jal, is exposing the hypocrisy of Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, who wrote to the people of Al-Nadir not to give up to the Prophet ﷺ, and not to leave from their castles and fortresses, and not to leave Al-Madinah. And he mentioned to them, you have 2,000 men are ready to fight with them and to die with them. So Allah is making the Prophet ﷺ be amazed with this kind of saying, that those hypocrites are telling their disbelievers from the people of the book, the disbelievers and the hypocrites are all the same. Allah will gather them in the hellfire together, and they're going to be in the lower part of the hellfire. That if you leave, we're going to be go with you. We will not allow for anyone to stop us from supporting you, and we will not slow down into doing this. I will not obey anybody against you, and if you were fought, we will help you, we will support you. And Allah Azza wa Jal bear witness that they are lying. They are lying. Allah is witnessing of what they have promised of support, because Allah said the example of those who took beside Allah as Allah is like the spider that took a house, and the most weakest house is the house of the spider. So Allah Azza wa Jal is trying to show that they are lying. If they are taken, they will not go out with them, and if they were fought, they will not fight with them, and if they support them, they will run away, and they will not be victorious. And that will show that if they try to support them, they will run away and they will not be victorious. How low is the human being when he don't see Allah's guidance and he puts it behind his back? When they prefer misguidance over guidance, if they were taken out, they will not fight with them. And then Allah said, you are more fearful in their chest than Allah. They are fearful of you than they are fearful of Allah. Like Allah said, as a part of them, they are fearing people like they fear Allah, and actually some more. They fear them more than they fear Allah. That's because they don't have they don't respect Allah as He should be respected. Allah will hold the heavens and earth in His right hand. He will fold them in His right hand. Praise is Allah Azza wa Jal from everything they put Him partners with. And when the transgressors, they see the punishment, they will know that all power is to Allah, and Allah is extremely punishable, very severe in His punishment. So after Allah Azza wa Jal is given the believers the glad tidings that He's going to destroy, and then they're gonna be victorious, and then that the hypocrites and the brothers of the disbelievers from the people of the book, they will not be victorious. And when Allah talk about their chest, that's an indication of the hypocrisy, that it is something they hide, what they expose in. And then Allah has emphasized on this meaning, that He put the terror in the hearts of these people. They will not fight you to get all together, except in behind castles, because of their weaknesses, because of their cowardness. They cannot stand face to face with the army of the Muslims, but they only will do it behind the walls they are surrounded. So they will fight as defending themselves as necessary. Then Allah said, and their dispute between them, their hatred of each other is very severe, even though it looks differently to us. When Allah talked about that you found them one, but you will find that their heart is different. Allah the Almighty has put the hatred between them. As Allah said, when the Jews said that Allah's hand is tight and they're rich, Allah Azza wa Jal said that they are the misers, they are the one who's holding back. Allah Azza wa Jal give any way He wish, and nothing going to stop Allah's given. And Allah said that we have put the hatred between them. Every time they put some fire for war, Allah Azza wa Jal distinguish it. So that's either an indication or this an indication of the Jews of Bani Qaynuqa, which is what was before Bani Nadir. And also the Prophet ﷺ, he expelled them from their places. What is the story of Bani Qaynuqa? The Prophet ﷺ, when he entered Al-Medina, he gathered the Jews of Bani Qaynuqa and he warned them from transgression and the stubbornness, the continuous stubbornness. He said, "O Jews, embrace Islam before you are hit like what hit Quraysh." They said, "O Muhammad, don't be deceived with yourself that you ate few people from Quraysh. They don't know how to fight. If you fight us, you know that we are. And you can't find anything like us." That's a warning. That's a weakness. So Allah said that, tell those who disbelieve that you're going to be defeated and you're going to be gathered to the hellfire and the worst rest. And he had two examples. Two groups, they met and Allah Azza wa Jal gave His victory to whomever He wished. This is an example for those who contemplate. But people did not understand. They did not be concerned with it. And then all of a sudden there is an update. What is that? Then a woman from Muslims came to the market of Qaynuqa, one of the jewelers. She sold them both, and they want her to cover her face, and she refused. So came from the back, and he put her her hair, the veil, so her veil uncovered. So Muslims saw that he killed that Jew who did it, and then the Jews captured that person and they killed him. That matter got to the Prophet ﷺ, so he ordered to surround their castles until they go under his it was less than a month after the Battle of Badr. He kept surrounded for 2 weeks until Allah put the fear and terror in their hearts, and they agreed to the ruling of the Prophet ﷺ. And his rule, he wanted to kill them and to purify the land from them. But again, the head of hypocrisy, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul, and he was a new Muslim, and he, alayhi salatu wasalam, was concerned about the newly Muslims. So he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and And he kept repeating, asking him to have mercy on them. And he, alayhi salatu wasalam, left them alone. But then the hypocrite insisted, he said, no, until you are good to my allies. The Prophet ﷺ, he answered him to this, and he accepted his intercession of the people of Qaynuqa. But he put a condition that they leave Al-Medina, and they accepted. And they went to a place in Asham. This is the story of Bani Qaynuqa. But be careful. That surrounding and that army, because one Muslim woman, her veil was uncovered. This reminds us of the woman who got captured by the Rome, and she said, "Wa mu'tasima." So he prepared their armies, and he took the Muslim army to help that woman who said, "Wa mu'tasima." Another narration says that a man came to Al-Mu'tasim. He said, "Oh, Prince of the believers, I was in Amriya and I saw a woman, Arab woman, respected. She was dragged to prison, and she said, 'Oh, wa mu'tasiba,' twice." So he went to the Prince of Amriya. He said, he did not answer. So he went with his army, and he surrounded until they gave up. When he found that woman, he told her, "Did the Al-Mu'tasim answer?" She said yes. So she went to the man who did that. She said, "This is the Mu'tasim that you put down." He said, "Well, take revenge from that man." So she said, "May Allah increase your status." And then he gave her the choice, and she wanted to give him, she wanted to forgive that person. So he said, "Okay, well, let them know that we do forgive and we are capable." And the Sheikh recited some poetry about Sama. Now it's been said more than once and has no foundation. Then Allah said, Allah gave the example, like the shaitan who told the human being disbelief. When he did, he said, "I'm free from you. I fear Allah, the Lord of everything." The example of those Jews and their deception from whomever gave them safety from the hypocrites. Their example just like the shaitan, when he made him disbelieve in Allah, and when he did, he told him. When the shaitan betrayed their work, and he said, "No one's going to overpower you, I'm your supporter." But when the two armies met, then he fell backwards. Then he said, "I'm free from you. I see what you don't see." And there's a story about how the shaitan inspired his allies, and then he let go of them at that difficult time. It was said that Abdullah ibn Nahi says, "I heard Ali, peace be upon him, saying that a rabbi was worshipping 6 years, and the shaitan wants him, so he couldn't do it to him. So he went to a woman, he touched her. So while he was there one day, so he went to her, and then she got pregnant. So he went to her, and he killed her. So her brothers came. The shaitan told the rabbi, "I'm your friend. You made me sick." And so prostrate for me one time. So he prostrated. So he did. The story is mentioned in a different way, that a woman that used to this story. He said, I don't know what to tell you, or I'll let it go. I saw the same thing, and the third one said, I saw the same thing. They said, it is for something. So they want to kill the rabbi. Then the shaitan saw him, and he said, I am the one who put you in this trade, and you can accept Allah. He said, it was said for me one time, I will serve you. So when their king came in, he freed them, and he was taken and killed. This is a story. It's different about the Juraysh, the worshipper, where a woman claimed that he had sex with her, and she claimed that her pregnancy from him, and she took it to the authority at that time. So he ordered with him. So he brought back from his work of worship, and kept saying, "What's going on? What's going on?" And they said, "You." He said, "Oh, who's your father?" He said, and Allah is telling us that the destiny for those who order the disbelief and those who follow is going to be severe punishment. And the last ceremony for the shaitan, the day of judgment, said when the thing is settled, he says, it will say, "Oh, Allah has promised you the truth, and I made lies. I have no authority except I called you and you answered." Then Allah said, "Didn't I take your covenant, son of Adam, that you should not worship the shaitan, that he is an enemy, clear enemy, that worship me, that is straight path, and he has put astray a lot of you. Don't you understand? The shaitan is he's only calling his people to be among the people of the hellfire." The Sheikh recited poetry that support that principle. So we'll stop here today, inshallah. We'll continue tomorrow. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.